Hello. Can anybody hear me? Hello. Hello? Hello? Anybody hear me? Hello? Hello? Uh-oh. Okay, this is on a really big delay. All right. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the video where I'm going to be changing the name of this YouTube channel on air, hopefully before anyone steals it. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I didn't know how many people were going to be here for this. I hope you guys enjoy what we're going to be doing here today. There's going to be not just the channel reveal, but I got a lot of stuff planned, so I hope you guys stick around for all this stuff. The first thing, I really worked hard in trying to set up a lot of these super chat messages and alerts and everything, so if you look down in the description, I have what's listed for super chat alerts. Now, no one is saying that you guys have to donate anything like that. I just thought it'd be a fun thing to do. Once in a while, people do throw some stuff on here, so that's always something that's going to be interesting when you guys click those amounts down there, if you are so inclined. Also, we have a let's see if I could get it up here. Super chat goal just in case. So I have it up there right now. So if at any point on one of these streams we, perform a miracle and get to $100, which I know is a lot, but if we ever do on any of these, I'm going to pull something out of Walt's Vault, which is either an unseen video. Oh, hey, Michael, for $20. Thank you very much. Did it work? I hope it worked. Appreciate it. Hopefully it's, I'm having a little bit of trouble seeing like what's coming up on the screen and stuff over here. So, I didn't hear anything in the alert box. It's supposed to be all set up on the dashboard, but again, this is the first time I'm really trying anything like this. So hopefully that stuff comes through. So hey, that's $20. Thank you very much. I don't know why it's not filling up the bar or whatever, but we'll have to look at that for the next time, I guess. But those are down there just in case. I'll try and, looking at them again when I take a break or something like that. But I'll try and figure that out in a little bit. Outside of the super chats and stuff, if we do get to, like I said earlier, if we do get to the super chat goal there, if I have to count up on my fingers, and I'll do it, we'll release a couple of things from Walt's Vault. The two things I have here are a very rare video with me in it from a Channel Awesome thing that didn't actually happen. So hopefully you guys could check it out here and you'll be able to see it at some point. Also, I have this something really dumb, which I think a lot of people enjoy. I have a parody song from way back a few years ago that I was going to use in our top 5 video series. One in particular, I'll spoil it if you find out if you find out the title of the song or anything. But it is really goofy. It's under a minute, and if we get to that $100, then I will figure something out. Thank you, Mark, for the £5 there. Really appreciate it. We'll just say we're at 25 right now. I don't know why it's not going up. But I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for the support there. So let's get back to I have such a big list here of things that I got to get through. One of the first times I'm doing this on a little bit of a higher scale, so I hope you guys can bear with me a little bit. So outside of the incentives and all that stuff, I'm going to be breaking down my favorite Twilight Zone episode from each year of the Twilight Tober Zone. So the 4 favorite episodes that I've done so far from each year that I've done it, including a preview of next year and what I'm anticipating will be my favorite episode, which I've seen them all, but there's one in there that I think will be my favorite when I go through the rewatch and stuff, so you can get a little bit of a preview there. Also, it worked. It's on incredibly long delay. Why is it on such a delay? And now I'm seeing it up there. Okay, so there must be some kind of delay option I guess I have on for the super chats. So I'll try and deal with that in a little while. But you saw it on there, so it does work. It does work, everybody. Hooray! Also, outside of the Twilight Zone stuff, I have something fun. So throughout the 2010s, maybe like 2014 to 2020, 2021, I collected all the paper movie tickets that I went to see whenever I went to the theater. Oh. Hey, that's the random one. Look at that. That actually came up. Hey, that's the one that's supposed to come up every once in a while, but it right there, the Hey Walter. For the $5. Thank you so much, Mark, there. I don't know why it's taken so long to show up there, but, wow, that's awesome. That image there, I got Hey Arnoldified by the fanscription artist Blair Shed. He's a super talented guy. Also did some of my other profile work that you guys see on social media. But getting back to the Bago movie tickets here, I'm going to randomly pick a ticket out of here, and I'm going to try my best in a very short, succinct amount of time to tell you what I thought of this movie, if I even remember it. So this is the bag here. It's a Waltz bag. Used to work at Waltz, so I thought it was appropriate. So that's something we're going to be doing. I'm also going to be going into why I'm changing the channel name. And I really want your guys' input on this. So this is kind of restarting from scratch in a lot of ways. I know a lot of people consider this just kind of a Power Ranger channel, which I wouldn't blame you based on all the channel artwork and stuff like that. But I wanted to expand from just doing that stuff. I've never just done Power Rangers, but I think sort of visually showing that off would give us a little bit of a better chance to get noticed here on YouTube. And that's the whole thing here, is that I'm trying to grow this thing. It's been a long time since I've really dedicated myself to this channel because I've been so busy on the Channel Awesome videos that I'm really doing my very best to make sure I am posting if not once a week, then at the very least once every other week or something like that. But I'm really trying to post more consistently on here, and I hope you guys are here for that. I will say that I missed one goal incentive here. So if we get to 100 likes, which I know is kind of unlikely here, we have like a low view count watching right now, but if we get even closer, if I see that most of the people in the chat are liking the video, then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the 30th anniversary of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Once and Always. I know a lot of people have been asking me about that. A lot of people. And I haven't said what I have thought about it because I didn't want to ruin anyone's fun. And I have some, I don't want to say spicy thoughts about it, but there are things that I think I disagree with a lot of people about. So if you get us either to 100 likes, or if you guys push it up as much as you can, we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. So yeah, I mean, a lot of this is just going to be asking you guys what you want to see on the channel, outside of the other things that I mentioned. And we're going to get to the name reveal in just a minute. First, why I'm changing the name. So Awesome Walter, if I could just tell you a little story here. Awesome Walter was a complete rush job. I never liked the name Awesome Walter. I just thought that it was the easiest way to connect with the channel so people could identify me. Back when we were doing Awesome Comics in 2016, I got tapped by my boss to lead that show from the hosting perspective. I was also editing it and was the main producer on it, or main co-producer on it. And that's something that was just a really quick decision on my part to try and make sure people knew that I was the same person who was on the Channel Awesome channel, and I had no identity on the internet really outside of that. This is kind of the first big exposure that I had, so I thought Awesome Walter would be a quick way to get identified there. I've wanted to change it for a long time, but what really tipped me over the edge was about a month ago, or a little bit less than that, I was at a family party, and my dad, who I didn't even know knew what my my channel name or any of that stuff was talking to like this old family friend who we haven't seen in a long time. And he was like bragging about my stuff, which I've never heard him do in person, so it was a little weird. And he was trying to explain to him what my name was online. And he goes like, "It's Awesome Walter. Awesome Walter. And like, just if you guys know how my dad talked, it'd be a lot funnier, believe me. But he's got like this deep voice, and hearing him say Awesome Walter, it was just like, I can't do that anymore. I can't do it. I can't do the Awesome Walter thing anymore. It's time to change things for the better. I think that we could come up with a little bit better than just Awesome Walter. And I want to also expand things past the top 5 videos that I did for Channel Awesome or the fanscription stuff that I've done for Channel Awesome. All stuff that I'm very proud of, and I'm very excited that I always had the chance to do. But there's all these videos and things that I really wanted to cover, and they just didn't fit into the plans over at the channel at the time, and probably won't in the near future. I'm still going to be basically doing all the same stuff that you guys have seen me do all the time. Oh my gosh! Alex Carson just killed Dino Rob. We just threw him off the roof. $50. Thank you. Wow, we're already at $75. Guys, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Alex. Wow. Holy guacamole. We're rolling already, folks. Well, maybe we're going to get to do all this extra stuff. Jeez. Dino Rob is dead, folks. Everyone celebrate. That was one of the most fun things we ever did. I got to throw a dummy off the roof of the old studio. It was great. Anyway, basically, like I said, hearing my dad say that name and all the stuff with Channel Awesome, I wanted to kind of set my own identity here, and that's why I'm going to be changing the name. So, I don't want to make you guys wait too long. I think we're going to get to the name change here, and after that, we'll get into some of the viewer suggestions and things that you guys really want to see. I'm going to be going through chat. I know I've been trying to just get through my opening spiel here. I'm a little nervous, guys. This is kind of a big, changing identity and stuff, so I appreciate you guys bearing with me on all this stuff. But yeah, we're going to get to all that stuff in just a few minutes here, and all the little, I don't know if you want to call them games or activities or whatever, but they're going to be going here as well. So I'm going to put up that's another one. That's a random one that just came up. Wow, this Kaboom and stuff. Thank you for the $10. Wow. Wanted to support. Also, as a troll answer for name, Doug Walter. Doug Walter. Honestly, that's not a bad idea. I kind of love that. That's fantastic. Man, the Hey Walter thing is supposed to be a random one that would just come up once in a while. It's already come up twice. Man, that's fantastic. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'm seeing another one that's coming through in a minute. As soon as that comes through, we'll address that. I'm going to be definitely trying to read through most of the chat, but obviously, if you send in any kind of donation, I'm going to be reading your guys' stuff first. So, thank you for sticking around here for a second. I'm going to queue up the big reveal and everything. I'm going to go do a Be Right Back screen in just a second. I'll have a little 1-minute countdown, and then you guys will see the little announcement video I made, I guess, announcing the new channel name. By the way, if you guys haven't noticed, back there, we got Batman the Animated Series going up on the CRT TV, and we got a little Hey Arnold going on back there. Hopefully we don't get kicked off. I'm trying to block the screens, but I thought it'd be fun for ambiance, you know what I'm saying? I got the whole setup, by the way. I got all these like LED lights and everything. I was really trying to bring... Whoa, there it is! The Will Meister, thank you for the $5. Man, we're at 87.57 already. We're getting close to that $100 goal already, guys. Thank you so much. He asks, what are your thoughts on Cosmic Fury? And do you actually believe that's the end of Power Rangers? So I haven't seen much of Cosmic Fury. Do I believe it's the end of that continuity of Power Rangers? I do, considering everything that everyone has said. Do I think it's the end of the franchise in general? No, because of all the stuff that Jonathan Entwistle, I think the guy's name is. All those Netflix shows and the original American-produced series that are coming out, I don't think that that's going to be the end of the show. But the show as we know it, maybe. It might be. We got Streamlabs bot kind of going in the chat. This is the first time for me, so we got AI taking over the stream already. Remember to subscribe if you haven't, and if you get us to 100 likes, which is probably not going to happen, I know, but if we get high enough, then I'll do a review of Power Rangers Once and Always, which I just watched again for a second time right before this stream to refresh my memory. I took a lot of notes, and you're going to hear my opinion on it in a few minutes. But yeah, let's get into the big announcement. Are you guys ready? You guys ready for the big announcement? Well, let's do it. I'm going to put up a stream or a be right back screen, and we will go from there in a moment. Did it work? Did it work? Can everybody hear me? Huh? Huh? Wow, we're getting a lot of donations here. Let's see if it went through. I believe it did. So now, or pretty soon. I think it's working. That's the new name, guys. Anyway, there's so many things that you got to keep track of around here, you know what I'm saying? This is a lot of stuff. And I don't have a smart person like Heather to help me out on this one. So, I think it will work. I think it's good. Yeah. This is so unorganized. Okay. There you guys go. Hope you guys like it. And we hit the goal already. Whoa! There's so many things to keep track of. I can't do it all at the same time. So yeah, it's changing from Awesome Walter to Walter Culture. I thought that was the best way to encapsulate everything that I've wanted to cover. It's not just Power Rangers. It's not just 90s stuff, although that's a big part of it. But it's anything I want to talk about, and I don't feel like I have to be crammed into what I've been doing on Channel Awesome or what I've been known for on this channel with the Power Ranger stuff. I've got new channel art and all that stuff that will be going up after the stream, but I think I got the name. Pretty sure that's all good to go. Even though it doesn't say it on the main channel. There it is. It is. It just changed on my end over here. So Walter Culture. Anything that I'm going to be talking about, sometimes it's very specific, sometimes it's things that a lot of people like, but it's all going to be a part of Walter Culture. So that's what we got. Let's read through some of the donations here. Thank you guys. We hit the goal. We're over. We're going to be talking about Power Rangers Once and Always. I will give you my review. I will not promise that you'll be happy with it, but I'm going to give it to you. Let's go through some of these. super chats that I missed here. First of all, Late Night Sprites with $5. It was a joy meeting you at GR Comic-Con. I was there on Friday, and it was nice. Can't wait to see your new content and ideas. Well, thank you very much, Late Night Sprites. I promise it'll be better than me just talking off the cuff, because I am much better at writing a script and doing a voiceover than just going off the cuff and talking. I repeat myself a lot, and you all know why. You all know that that's what happens as you see me on here. Michael Levesque with 1242, so close, and he pushed us past it. $104.99. We did it, guys. Wow, we did it. So the 100. Oh, just got another one in my ear there. Drink some freaking Dr. Pepper. We're taking too long. This is another one. Who donated this one? Oh my goodness, there's so much here, so much to keep track of. How does Heather do it? How does Tamara do it? How did all these guys do it? The Will Meister with $10. He says, that Undisputed Championship belt looks almost like mine, but my guess is yours is the WWE version. Mine is the WWF version. Either way, still my favorite belt across any promotion. The Will Meister, absolutely. You're 100% right. It is the WWE version. Actually, it's the CWA version, which was my backyard wrestling fed that I'm kind of planning on making a video about, like when I was a backyard wrestler. Oh my goodness. Guys, thank you so much. There's so much going on here. But it's my favorite as well. The WWE or WWF Undisputed Championship, the original design, is my favorite. It's the version 1 as well. It's not version 2, which is a bigger belt that I think The Undertaker or Brock Lesnar introduced. This is a smaller version of the belt that Triple H first held. So that's what we got going on there. The Will Meister with another $5. Walter Culture? Is that inspired by what culture channels? No. Friend of mine was suggesting it, helping suggest a few names, and he was like Pop Culture Walter, and I was like, I think that's a little too much. And then I was like, Walt Culture? But then I thought of that because of what culture, Walter Culture. I didn't do it because of what culture. I think it because it rhymes, kind of. It's like an off rhyme. Walter Culture. I just think it flows together really well, so that's why I picked that name. But yeah, that's what we got, guys. It's Walter Culture. We got 41 likes on the video, which is another reason why we're going to do Power Rangers Once and Always. We're just going to do it. You guys went way past the goal so early on, and we're at 41 likes and 38 people watching, so there's more likes in the video than people watching, which means that you guys are really putting it up in the like division there. So thank you very much. And we're also going to be doing a couple things from the Vault of Walt's Vault, a couple a rare video and a parody song that's going to be really weird for you guys to hear. But hey, I'm not above embarrassing myself if you've seen any of the Channel Awesome videos that I've been in. So that's kind of the name of the game sometimes, isn't it? So that's it, guys. Walter Culture is the name of the channel now. And I want to go on to the viewer input and video idea list. So I'm going to read through some of this stuff. Of course, I will be able to see your message a lot easier if you give a few bucks or whatever. But again, you don't have to. But it's highlighted there, so it's easier for me to see. But yeah, that's a big thing about this, is I really want to hear from you guys. What do you want me to cover? You guys have been with me. A lot of the people who've been watching for so long have been with me since like 2016 or a few years after that. And I really want to build up this. Oh my goodness, another one. Jeez, Pete. What is this one? This is from Six String Canvas. I was on his podcast. Yes, congratulations. Thank you for the $10. Really appreciate it. Wow. This is so cool, guys. This is the first time really, really experiencing all this stuff. I can't believe the super chats are working. I got to see why it's delayed like that. Sorry about that, everybody. That's so awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, I want to hear what you guys want me to cover. What are the things that you guys think will help grow the channel? What are the things that you guys would really want to watch? If you've noticed the past month or so, I've been really trying to expand what I've been doing on the channel. I did that semi-review of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror from a year ago. I had footage there, so I thought putting that together in a video would be really interesting. I tried a new title card design, tried putting the red arrow in there and stuff, and it's varying degrees of success on this. I think that you guys definitely want me to finish reviewing that Goosebump show. I'm going to wait till the season is over before I go back to that, but I think that that's going to be a good way to sort of, get some of the faithful on board. there's definitely some Power Ranger stuff I'd like to talk about. There's a lot of Power Ranger comic books stuff that I'd like to discuss with you guys. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers comic books that combined. I just got the second volume that was collected in trade paperback form, so there's a lot of that stuff to go over. I have a list here, so I'm going to go through a few. You guys let me know in the chat if these are things that you like or things that aren't really going to interest you. So I have a lot of Beast Wars toys. If you guys saw my top 5 best Beast Wars episodes back in the day on Channel Awesome, I showed off just a few, but I have like a few dozen of these old Beast Wars toys. I have some on display, some are in better shape than others, but I thought maybe doing a video showing those off could be fun. What I talked about earlier, the CWA, that's the Calumet Wrestling Alliance, when I was a backyard wrestler, which would be fun and also kind of embarrassing at the same time. I have a few original films that I'd really like to put up. There is a documentary that I talked about a long time ago with my friend Barry, who's a cancer survivor and a former independent wrestler. We got another one. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. This is Mark Sesselman with £2, I believe that is. Can't wait to see your PR review. German dub is okay. All right. Thank you again for the $2. Really appreciate it. We're getting a lot of those random ones. A lot of the random Hey Arnold ones, which is weird, but hey, yeah, I'll take it. So where was I at there? Yeah, the Life on the Ropes, the Barry Wright story is what it's called. I talked about it and promoted the shirt that Barry was selling a while back on Top 5, and I wanted to kind of show off that whole documentary because I think it's one of the things I'm most proud of in terms of any kind of film stuff I've done over the years. And I think that doing sort of a 10-year catch-up, because it's been 10 years since that, doing a new interview about where he is and everything, that'll be something that I might put up there. I wanted to do, speaking of Power Rangers, a top 5 favorite Rangers of the Zordon era. Sort of the ultimate Zordon team. So I'd be going from Mighty Morphin through In Space. I know that, Lost Galaxy is kind of sort of a part of the Zordon era, but, Zordon died at the end of In Space, so that's kind of what I'd be doing. VR Troopers, Big Bad Beetleborgs kind of goes along with Power Rangers. I like to do some of that stuff. I have a box of old classic Power Rangers merchandise that we could go through that I've never opened. That's from like the fan club back in the day that a friend gave to me. So that could be something that might interest you guys. Yeah, I have like a whole, I don't know if you guys see that. There's a whole list of all this stuff over the years I've always wanted to do that I haven't had the time for. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Why I love the Three Stooges. One of the things I didn't like about the Top 5 show was having to do some of the top 5 worst episodes. That was just kind of a job I had to do. It was fun when I got to put a spin on it and sort of do something really goofy like the top 5 worst Full House episodes that we did. But I was always kind of uncomfortable doing the worst stuff. So I want to talk about stuff that I love more. So hopefully that'll be something you guys will come along for the ride with. Man, you guys are so generous here. Wow. 46 likes on here. Only 35 people watch. That's great. This is fantastic. And we are all so far past that goal. Man, gotta appreciate the little things, or the big things in this case, right? So that's a lot of stuff that I just kind of dumped on you there. I could scroll through some of these messages in the chat really quick, so I would like to hear what you guys have to say. I'm not going to be able to go through everything, but I'll go through as much as I can. Let's see here. So, The Revenge of Walter. I like you guys coming up with these names that I should have renamed the channel as. Wrath of the Walter, Waltman, and the Masters of the Awesome Verse. Hello, Walter. Welcome, Walter. I was thinking of Walt's Wide World at one point, but I thought it was a little too long, a little too much going on there. A lot of W's. I was also considering Vault of Walt. Didn't exactly work out because I think that most people would believe that I'm a Disney channel, which, I'd like to talk about some Disney stuff once in a while, but it's not my main bread and butter, if you know what I'm saying. Walter's World, yeah, that was all this. There's a lot of stuff that was already taken that I just couldn't get. So, let's see here. Will your Twilight show will continue? This is from Shusinatur. Well, yeah, I'm going to be doing Twilight Zone Season 5. And that will probably be the end, Year 5. That will be the end of the Twilight Zone. I don't really think I'm going to be doing those monthly videos anymore. It really took a lot out of me, and I'm still paying for that physically, quite honestly. I have a lot of... I don't know about a lot, but there's some issues physically that have come up because I've been editing so much, and that's kind of a big part of it. And I'm a little bit older now, and I'm going to have to slow down on that kind of stuff. So I don't think I'm going to be doing any month-long series anymore after I'm wrapping up Twilight Zone. I might do like a special themed month where I review certain episodes or something like that, or certain movies attributed to a certain franchise or whatever, but it's never going to be 31 videos in 31 days again. After next year's it. 2024, that's all I got. I gave you guys 5 years, and that's 2 series, and it was a lot on me, and I'm just gonna have to back off a bit of that now. Let's see what else we got here. Twilight Zone and Alfred Hitchcock Presents episodes mixed up. Yeah, I know what you mean there, Alpha Proto. Will you do the new Twilight Zone series? No, I'm not going to be doing that. Maybe in a broader sense, but I'm not going to be reviewing every episode. Yeah, a lot of people saying hi, hello. This is from Alpha Proto again. I wonder what he thinks about Hasbro abandoning the Sentai footage. That's a very complicated question, and I'm kind of mixed on that. I mean, I think that if Power Rangers is gonna move forward and grow, they're going to have to go past the Sentai footage. Like, from where it is now, it could be big again. And I really have wanted to make a video a long time about what Power Rangers could be. And maybe I'll do that at some point in the near future. But, yeah, that's something that I'm split on. But I'm kind of leaning more towards you got to try something new. And if it's going to be an all-American footage series, then that's what you got to do. Let's see what else we got here. Mid Walter, yes, Michael. That should have been the new channel name, Mid Walter. I'm glad you took care of Dino Rob. Thank you, Ariel. Did I ever get to meet Cody Rhodes? No. I would love to meet Cody Rhodes. One of my favorites right now, but no. Let's see what we got. A lot of hype going on in there. Someone's asking me what brand of CRTV are you rocking? This is Mumra. That is... Oh, man. Gold Star. It's a Gold Star. It's like I think a late 80s version that I got for the intro for Twilight Zone. I picked it up on Facebook Marketplace, I think for like $50, and it works really well. I got another one on there for free that was really great. It was just a little bit dimmer, so I didn't use it, and now it's totally broken for like no reason. I don't even know what happened to it. I tried to use it a few weeks ago, and it just didn't work. Let's see. Tia, thank you. Love Batman Twilight Zone. Really appreciate it. Myth Ghost asks, do you see PR universes teaming up and the hunt for Zordon returning? Well, they talked about that at the end of Once and Always, is that there's a little thread about maybe they should keep looking for Zordon. Maybe. I mean, maybe that's what those new Netflix shows are going to be. So Walter Culture, it sort of rhymes. Yeah, exactly. Walter Culture, great choice. Thank you guys for the Walter Culture love. It's all Walter Culture, baby. All Walter Culture. What do you think about Blood and Honey? Haven't seen it. Don't plan on seeing it. I think that's kind of a cheap way to cash in on a character that wasn't meant to be like that. Heavy Sauce is here. Oh, the sauce is heavy. He's here. Wowie Zowie. I think, isn't it Zowie Wowie? Or is it Wowie Zowie? That's the Bray Wyatt thing. R.I.P. Bray Wyatt. Asking about it a little close to what culture? Kind of, but that's not why I picked it. And it was available, and it kind of rhymes. That's why I picked it. The culture of Walter. Yes. Why does it look like there is something in your mustache to me? This is, who said this? Fire Marshal Bill Burns. I don't know. There is nothing in my mustache. Maybe a few gray hairs are catching the light, because I got a few of those now. Twilight Zone and Bat may have taken me down a little bit. Alex Carson is here for the chaos of this stream. Well, until I get used to things, that's kind of how this is going to be. I'd like to do this about once a month. Would you guys be down for that? A live stream once a month where we could talk about video ideas. I could maybe premiere some new videos on there. talk about some of the Walt's Vault stuff, where I could bring out things from the old days and we can chat about that and do some more like little games like this that we're going to do with the bag in a minute here. Let's see here. Everyone's getting this notification a little bit late, which is cool. I know how YouTube kind of sends stuff out or doesn't send stuff out at all sometimes. Can't hear the audio. Oh, Kaboom and stuff. You guys can't hear the audio on the Super Chat videos? Can you guys hear the audio on the Super Chat videos? You can't? That sucks. It says it's working here. I'm getting levels on Streamlabs. Damn. If that's true, you guys got to let me know. Let me know if the Super Chat audio is working. Let's see here. Johnny Ortiz, love the top 5 and story in it. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Really. Thank you. Let's see here. Are you excited for this year's Survivor Series War Games? I'm interested to see what they're going to do with CM Punk, but I haven't watched a full WWE pay-per-view since WrestleMania because I was so pissed about Cody Rhodes losing. And I still think that was a gigantic mistake. 4Kids anime review, Trey says. Maybe. I hope you get to cover Twilight Zone series from the 80s, 2000s, and 2019. Maybe in some form, but it's not going to be every episode. Beast Wars was my favorite toys and show as a kid. I agree. It was one of my favorites as well. Talking about live action, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm still kind of new-ish to that show. I watched it just a few years ago all the way through and loved it, and I wanted to do a fanscription on it. I still may do that in the future, but I kind of feel like I have to absorb a little bit more of the lore and stuff before I really get into that. Let's see what else we got here. Lost Galaxy uses Starship Troopers costumes and props. Well, that makes sense. It's a big list. It is, Heavy Sauce. It's a big old list of all these videos over the years. I mean, that's, like 7, almost 8 years of stuff that I've had in my back pocket that I've always wanted to do. Top 5 morphers? Maybe. I don't have a lot of morphers. I just have a couple. Let's see. Walter. Yeah. Hey, it's Dave Patterson. Dave, if Dave is still here, I'm going to debut our song. I co-sang this song with David Patterson. He's in the chat. Check out May's Books if you're ever in Rockford, Illinois. That's the bookstore he owns. Did I watch the Saban Moon pilot? No. I'm really looking like Christian Bale today. I will take that. I love Christian Bale. I love to hear Walter's casting for live action Batman Beyond. You know, that was something that we were going to do on a fanscription editorial once that didn't happen. That and casting a live action Mask of the Phantasm movie. Walter's Network, yes. Walter Vault. That's a good one. Thoughts on Ghostbusters Frozen Empire trailer? I got the notification for it, but I haven't watched it yet. I wasn't a big fan of that original movie. Not that I hated it. I just didn't really like it that much. There's some things I liked about it, but I was just kind of meh on that movie. Thoughts on the upcoming Avatar trailer? I'm excited to see what they're going to be doing with it. It's got to be better than what they did before, right? P.S. I've never seen a live-action Avatar. just avoided it. What is your favorite Batman Beyond episode? That would be Out of the Past. It's a fantastic episode. Ra's al Ghul and Bruce Wayne turning young. I appreciate the work you did. I got into the Twilight Zone because of your series. That's so cool. Thank you, Jam4077. It's awesome to hear that because that is what we do this for, right? Is to get people into the stuff that we like as well and put a spotlight on it. So, and especially for a show as old as the original Twilight Zone, thanks for checking that out, man. It's a really great show. I don't think Hasbro can make original Zords. We'll find out, won't we? So excited to see you cover The Encounter. Heard it was really yikes. Oh, yeah. The Encounter is a big Twilight Zone episode next year. We were just at Grand Rapids Comic-Con, and George Takei, I think is how you pronounce it, right? He was there as well, and I was kind of thinking, should I try and get an interview with him? But, I mean, he was surrounded the entire time. I don't think that would have happened anyway. Oh, hey, Arnold on the other TV in the background. Yes. I saw Walter beat Mike Tyson Punch-Out on NES, and that is the truth. He's right. Dave is right. Gold Star, that's dope. I love the classic CRT. It's great for gaming. Yes, it is. I'm watching VHS tape movies. What's your favorite fraction? I don't have a favorite fraction. 1/2? I don't know. If it's once a month, will there be a scheduled day that it will be every month? Yeah, I'll work that out, and I'll put that on here. I mean, I think I would like to do it on Thursdays because I'm trying to post every Thursday. So maybe once a month, there's going to be a live video instead of an upload. So maybe like the third Thursday every month or something. We'll see how it works out. Or the first or second Thursday. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. I haven't worked that all out yet. It's just something that I've been pondering for a long time. Did you watch Sesame Street 847? No, I don't know what that is. Your best Ranger list is something to be excited about. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mark. Avatar trailer just arrived. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Have you met Will Friedle or did you ever meet JDF? I met JDF twice, and he was such a great, nice guy. Gave my friend a free picture. I have the morph video with him that I've posted on social media before. Maybe I'll make that a super chat thing one of these days. Did I ever meet Will Friedle? I didn't meet him, but when we did our top 5 best Boy Meets World episodes, he was still on social media at the time, which he's not anymore. And he tweeted it out, and he said, "Thank you all, class dismissed," because that was our last regular episode of top 5, and I was over the moon. I love Will Friedle. So, and I listen to Pod Meets World every week. I'm going to a live show in Chicago here at the end of the month, and I'm very, very excited to see him and Daniel Fishel and Ryder Strong all together. I think Mr. Turner is going to be there as well, Anthony Tyler Quinn. I'm so excited to see all that stuff. So I haven't met Will yet, but maybe I will at some point. Let me see. Did you see all the living live-action Superman actors that were at Rhode Island Comic-Con recently? I saw that. It was a great picture. Man, Brandon Routh doesn't age. That guy has like this long hair. I'm like, what is... Jeez. You know, leave some good looks for the rest of us, man. Jeez. Let me see. Do you have a definitive top 5 favorite Twilight Zone episodes? I will do that at the end of Twilight Tober Zone. Once everything's done, I'll give you my top 5 overall episodes. I'm still going to go season by season. So season 2 will be coming out soon. Season 3, all that stuff. My top 5 favorite episodes from each season. Let me see. Got the new Tommy Master Morpher. It has scratches. Oh, no. I'm sorry about that. Mine didn't, but I'm telling you what. My blue Power Ranger helmet had a ton of scratches. It's terrible. Do you know about Godzilla vs. Power Rangers? Yes, I read it, and it's so much fun. That might be one of the reviews that I could post in the future. I think that's going to wrap up some of the chat here. So, first things first. I want to get in the bag of movie tickets, everyone. By the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. I'm kind of distancing myself a little bit from the Zack Snyder stuff. I've privatized all of the videos on my channel, so you could still see some of that stuff on Channel Awesome, but I'm not really doing that much anymore. The only way that you'll be able to see the Zack Snyder presence or impression on this channel is going to be like the super high donation mark of $100. That's the Zack Attack, which I'm not expecting anyone to ever really donate, but it's there just in case anyone ever misses Zack that much that they want to pay $100 to see it. All right, let's get into this. I'm going to pick 5 of these, and we're going to talk about it. Here's the bag. Let's see. What we got? What do we got here? Ooh, this is from a pretty recent one. Knock at the Cabin. So I saw that, what was the date? Saturday, February 11th at 6:30 p.m. at Hollywood Boulevard Cinema. Which is a nice dine-in place. That's where I had the Infinity Trinity premiere, the web series for our local people here around Chicago. I like that movie. I mean, I'm not a huge Shyamalan guy, or Shyamalan. I've heard so many people pronounce it different ways now. I'm not a huge Shyamalan guy, but I thought that was pretty decent. It wasn't anything groundbreaking, but I thought Dave Bautista was fantastic in it. I thought all the acting was pretty good. And it accomplished a story that sometimes can be overcomplicated, but it was simple enough to where it was entertaining and engaging the entire time. I really like Knock at the Cabin. What'd you guys think of Knock at the Cabin? Let me know in the chat there if you saw it. Let's see what else we got. Going for number two. A Star is Born. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can see that there. A Star is Born that I saw at 4:45 p.m. on Saturday, November 17th, 2018. Yeah, I really like this movie. I think that's when I became kind of a big Lady Gaga fan in terms of acting. She was fantastic in it. Bradley Cooper is the man. I loved him in that movie. I loved him in Nightmare Alley, the Guillermo del Toro movie that came out 2 years ago, I think. A Star is Born is really good. Very emotional, believable performances, great music. Shallow, the song that was on The main, it was nominated for an Oscar and all that stuff. It was on the radio. I would always listen to it on the radio. I was like, it's a good song. I like The Star Is Born. All right, we got 3 more. 3 more from the Bago Movie Ticks. Let's see what else we got. Let's see, gotta get a good one. Let's go to the bottom of the pile. All right, let's see. What is this one? Dragon Ball Super, and it just has a colon and a B. This is from February 2nd, 2019, a Saturday, 5:05 p.m. Dragon Ball Super, I don't remember which one this was. It wasn't Superhero. I think it was the one before that with Broly, the Broly's Revenge or whatever. I really like the art style on that one because it was very bare bones and very sketchy looking, kind of like the older Akira Toriyama stuff. So yeah, I really like that from what I remember. I thought the action was really fun. It was cool to reintroduce Broly. I thought the story was pretty good, but I mean the action's what you're there for Dragon Ball Z, right? And I thought that was great. Saw that with my cousin Nick, who's a big Dragon Ball Z fan as well. All right, 2 more. 2 more from the Bago Movie Ticks. Let me know what you guys think of these movies in the chat, if you remember seeing them. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be a controversial one. So on Thursday, January 17th, 2019 at 6:55 p.m., I saw Green Book, which was Best Picture winner that year, right? Look, I know that from what's been released since then, that movie is not very historically accurate. I knew it was a true story, didn't know much about it going in. But I came out of that movie really liking it. Viggo Mortensen, Mahershala Ali, I believe, is in that movie, right? I liked that movie. I really liked it. Now, it could be on a rewatch, not going to be as good. There's things about it that are obviously touchy, a very touchy subject with a lot of people, and the accuracy of it is a problem. I understand. But as a movie, just seeing it for the first time, I did really enjoy Green Book. I'm sorry if that's the wrong answer. Let's see. One more from the Bago Movie Ticks. One more. What do we got? Got? This is hard to read. This is Godzilla from 2014. I saw this at 8 p.m. on Sunday, May 18th. Godzilla, there it is. The 2014 Godzilla movie. That's the Bryan Cranston version, correct? I didn't really like that movie. I don't think a lot of people liked it. And yeah, I mean, you want to build up to the big monster fights and everything. You want to see all that stuff happen, right? But you need to show a little bit more of it. And they kind of learned their lesson in some of the subsequent sequels to Godzilla. Godzilla vs. Kong and Final Wars and all that. Or not Final Wars, whatever that one, the one was before that. Battle of All Monsters or whatever. King of All Monsters. But that first one wasn't great. The bait and switch with Bryan Cranston was terrible. I thought that was so bad. All right. Well, those are the 5 movies. Let me know what you guys think of that in the chat. Discuss among yourselves. I'm going to put the Bago movie ticks away for now. And we're going to get into my favorite Twilight Zone episode from each year of Twilight Tober Zone. And then we're going to get into what you guys donated money for, the stuff from the vault. We're going to see a few very interesting videos, or one video and one song that I did with my friend David Patterson, who was in the chat earlier. So, let's get into some of these Twilight Zone episodes. So this first one's not going to be a big surprise, and I understand. I've talked about it before, but for year 1 of Twilight Tober Zone, my favorite episode was Walking Distance. I've just talked about it on my top 5 season 1 Twilight Tober Zone episodes. I have a poster back there. It's a mini poster. Walking Distance is right next to another episode that I might talk about in a minute here. But yeah, that is it's such a great story, and it's a very nostalgic sort of angle on things that's not done in a cheesy way for me. I think it landed a lot because of the music by Bernard Herrmann. Great direction. I believe John Brom directed Walking Distance. It's just a great story by Rod Serling, a very personal touch. The acting is very whimsical, but it's done really well. So I really appreciated it. So year 1 of Twilight Tober Zone, of the 31 episodes I covered, this was my favorite. It's walking distance. It's a great one. I've talked about it just recently. Go check out that top 5 season 1 Twilight Zone episodes if you want to see that. For my second go-round of Twilight Tober Zone, this was a little bit tough, and there were a few contenders. But I think that my favorite to think about still from year 2 of Twilight Tober Zone is the Howling Man. There he is. Sort of on top there. Sorry, I'll try and fix that in a second. But yeah, that's a really fun story that is very dark. It's a Charles Beaumont script, which you know is going to be dark, but it also does the light changing effect that we used in our video with Doug when he changes from young to old. It's a great episode. It's about, is the devil real? Is the devil really in this place? And you got someone playing basically Moses. It's fun in a cheesy way. It's fun in a dark and serious way, and has some great effects. And the atmosphere and mood are just so great. So The Howling Man for year 2 of Twilight Tober Zone. For year 3, this won't be a surprise. So I'm just going to put it up here in a second. Woo. There we go. The Obsolete Man. I've talked about the Obsolete Man so much, I know. But there he is. There's good old Mick. There's Burgess Meredith. That's the other poster I have behind me next to the Twilight Tober, next to the Walking Distance poster. It's a mini poster by a really great artist on Etsy, which I think is actually out of those now. So I got some of the last ones. But the Obsolete Man, best episode of the series, like ever, in my opinion. I love the acting. I love the social commentary. I love the cautionary tale that it tells. There's so many personal things that I connect to about it, and even outside of that, just the admiration of the craft of this one, the sets that they built. I mean, Elliot Silverstein's direction is so great. The acting is so great. Everything about the set dressing and just how everything looks wins. This is the best episode of the Twilight Zone ever, in my opinion. And that was for year 3. So, for year 4 of Twilight Tober Zone, which was just this past year, I was thinking about it. It's kind of still fresh in my mind. And you might not be surprised because it stars a very recognizable face, but it's Printer's Devil. It's got to be Printer's Devil. I love Printer's Devil. Burgess Meredith, again, pulled off something special. I think that he was sort of going against type a little bit in this role. He plays the devil himself, is sort of a precursor for some of his penguin mannerisms that he played on the Adam West Batman show. It's an hour-long episode from season 4, so I was going back and forth on that. There's a couple other contenders that were really close to being my favorite, but when I think about it more and more, it's not perfect, but Printer's Devil, because of the performances, because of how he lights up that cigar with the fire on his own finger, it's so cool. All that stuff is awesome. So that's got to be number one. It's got to be number 1 for me for this past year, for season 4, and for all the episodes of the 31 I covered this past year. So this next one is speculative. This next one is something that I am not quite sure about yet, because we don't know. I haven't rewatched this, but I remember really liking it the first time. And this is an episode from season 5 that I'll be covering next year called You Drive. So You Drive is sort of a guilt trip type story where this guy, I think he runs over somebody or hits somebody on the road, and the guilt kind of eats him alive eventually. Like, there's a lot of stuff about it that I'm sure I'm going to remember in detail when I rewatch it for the review, but it really stuck out to me when I first saw it. It's an Earl Hamner Jr. script. He did a few episodes. He did Just Bell, which is a decent episode, but I know a lot of people, are really into that one. But I mean, like, he did a few other ones that are really good that I just can't think of right now because I'm on the spot. But yeah, that's a great episode. You Drive might be my favorite from season 5. It might change. After I rewatch everything. But as of right now, that's what I'm anticipating is going to be my favorite episode for next year. So let's get these off the screen. And we're going to go into the Walt's Vault stuff. So you guys donated $129.36. Way over the required goal for this. So what we're going to do first is play a rare video. So this is not a video that's exclusive to this channel, but it's never gotten its own release. It's never been released just as its own video. We might have showed it maybe on an Awesome Comic stream once or twice. It is on a Channel Awesome video, but it's a part of a bigger thing, and I'll talk about that, exactly what that means in a second. But let me cue it up. I will play it. We can watch it, and we'll talk about it after. Let's see if it works. Let me know if you guys can hear this, because hopefully there's no problems with the audio. I am getting levels again, so please let me know if there's a problem with the audio. All right, let's try it out. Well, John, it seems we are at an impasse, yes? You have the bullet, but I have the gun. Why not make it easier for everybody and hand it over? I promise your death will be quick.
Come get it.
Oh, lunchtime.
I hate lunchtime.
What's the matter, John? You did not bring a lunch?
No, I didn't bring a lunch. This is stupid.
Hey, John, I don't make the rules, okay? I just followed him. I love the Candy Crush. Crush the candy. Oh.
What the hell is that?
Stop on coin at the time on coin!
They outlawed timeout coins years ago. There's no way this is permissible.
They reinstated them last month. Weren't you at the meeting?
I don't believe you.
Shut the new man, you were a smart guy. Page 103, subsection 16, paragraph 4.
Son of a bitch!
This is for you. Give me a moment. Okay. All right, let's do this, yeah. Wait. Are you left-handed?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's November. You have to kill yourself.
What? All right.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed that. John Whack, Too Many Rules. You know what? I'm just noticing that bar says rare video ampersand AMP semicolon parody song exclamation mark. And I don't know why it says that because that's not what I have typed out in Streamlabs. So awesome. Anyway, yeah, man, that is a video that we were making for the premiere, I believe, of It Chapter 2. I think when we did the live Nostalgia Critic premiere, when we used to do those were so much fun. We did that at Hollywood Boulevard in Woodbridge, Illinois, the big movie theater there. And that was just kind of like a pre-movie like trailer type thing, or a short before the Nostalgia Critic review that we played. And that's on the Channel Awesome YouTube channel as a Nostalgia Critic video. Like it's attached to the It Chapter 2 review with the crowd reaction or something. It never got its own release. So I always thought that was pretty funny. I thought that worked pretty well. And we never uploaded it as its own video. There's a lot of stuff that you guys haven't seen that we worked on during that time period, and that kind of just got cut off for interesting reasons. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun to put that together, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's one of the videos from the Walt Vault. Now, I don't know if David Patterson is still around, but I hope you guys could hear this because there's no video to this. This is the song. It's gonna be so embarrassing. So we randomly came up with this song that we were going to use for the top 5 best or worst James Bond movies video that we did on Channel Awesome. This is me and my friend Dave. We came up with a theme song for a Golden Girls type parody where everyone who played James Bond is old and retired and they're living in the same house. And this is the song that we decided to put up as would be its theme. Let's hope that this works. Fingers crossed. Let me know if you guys could hear it.
My name is James, his name is James. Yes, we're all James. Sometimes we fight, sometimes we don't. We're double O's, we're double bros.
My name is Raj. My name is Sean. My name is Dan. And we're James Bonds.
But sing along, plenty of two girls half my age is my number one rule. We're MI6, we're telling lies because we're spies, we're golden guys.
My name is Tim. My name is Sean. My name is Pierre.
And we're James Bonds.
Golden Guys. Featuring George Lazenby.
Okay, I think it worked. I can't hear things because I'm on a Mac and there's so many problems with trying to hear audio that you're playing through Streamlabs. I've had so many issues. I've been trying to get around it and I've had no luck so far, but hopefully you guys heard that. So that was our Golden Guys song that me and Dave put together a long time ago. I'd like to put together a music video for it at some point. Just one of those stupid things that I can never put on Channel Awesome, which would be fun to put up on here. So yeah, Golden Guys. All the retired actors who've played James Bond together under one roof. I thought it would be a pretty interesting sitcom, and that was the song that we came up with for that. So if you see Dave in the chat again, give him some love because that was all him on the guitar and stuff, and we collaborated on the lyrics and everything. That was a lot of fun. Okay, last thing we're going to do on this super messy stream. I promise I will get better at this. I promise. The last thing we're going to do is talk about Power Rangers Once and Always. I think that's the only thing that we have not done yet, correct? Yep, did the Bago movies, did the Twilight Zone favorite episodes. Man, this is all over the place. But hey, so am I. All right, so I took some notes. I saw Power Rangers Once and Always like the first day it came out. And it's got like a positive Rotten Tomatoes score. People were like raving about it on social media. And I did not want to damper the mood. I don't like bringing other people down when they're enjoying something unless I really, really feel strongly about it. And I didn't hate this or anything like that. So I didn't say anything. So now you're going to get my full opinion on this. This is my rambling review-ish of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th anniversary special, Once and Always, that aired on Netflix, still available on there. So here's my thing. Upon rewatching this for the second time, it's just so weird from the very beginning. It feels like we needed some kind of sense of time passed, and there really wasn't any setup. We just jump right into these like late 40s people, still Power Rangers, still fighting Rita, who's a robot. I know that's all explained later and done very well, I think, for the most part, by the way, in the flashback. But it just jumps right in, and it's just weird. It was kind of a whiplash kind of effect, because it felt like no time had passed in a bad way, where, you know, these people should be in different points in their life, and they try to put that in little lines and stuff with, you know, oh, Zack's a senator or something, or, you know, something like that. And, you know, Rocky is a firefighter because he's holding, you know, his lunch when he gets teleported to the command center and all that stuff. And it's like, you know, you're trying to jam some stuff in there. And this is not a feature-length movie. This is, what, like 50 minutes, something like that? So they didn't get a lot of real estate to tell this story. But if it was longer, would it have been better? I don't know. So that just really irked me from the very beginning. Killing Trini at the start was something, you know, that we all were expecting, because this was supposed to be a tribute to the actress who played Trini in the series. So, like, I get it, but I just don't understand why things had to just jump right off like that. It was kind of a whiplash effect for me. I think that the convoluted continuity of the Power Rangers kind of works against this, because there's no way to cleanly jump into a story in this continuity, which is one of the reasons why I think it's maybe a good idea for them to reboot things, because we have how many years, 30 plus years of stories that they've told in this supposedly same continuity, and that they have all these different types of Power Rangers and all these, like, over the years. And that's one of the reasons why I think the fan base, which I've been so surprised about in the past, like, 5 years or so, have been so split on everything and, like, going after each other, and, like, people who are around for Time Force, or people who are around for Mighty Morphin, or even the more recent seasons and stuff. You're attached to those things when you're a kid. So you have kind of a personal, sort of just a personal identity that's with them, because you grew up watching them and that specific team. And because there's so many, everyone's kind of all over the place and talking about, well, just, you know, complaining about Mighty Morphin, like, oh, that's, you know, they always do stuff for Mighty Morphin. Let's talk about some other Ranger teams. And I agree to a certain extent, but at the same time, when people talk about Power Rangers in popular culture, it is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's not, you know, Jungle Fury, or as good as Time Force might be, it's not Time Force. Like, people know in the popular culture Power Rangers as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, not even Zeo or In Space or Turbo or, you know, Lost Galaxy or anything like that. And whether that's good or bad, I'm not saying whether that's good or bad. I'm just saying that's the public perception. So when you have something like this that's trying to kind of have it both ways, where you're trying to tell a story specific to Mighty Morphin, but it's set in the middle of all this other stuff, and you talk about all these other Ranger teams, and you show some of them, it gets kind of confusing. And it's just something that I was really taken out of when I first watched it and when I watched it again. There's a really good idea in here with the Min character, paying tribute to Trini. Min is Trini's daughter, sort of taking up her mantle throughout the story. It's a great idea to have a character who is connected to the past while being a new character. That's how you move things forward in these franchises. But she's surrounded by all these old guys, for lack of a better term. And I loved seeing Zack and Billy and Rocky and everyone, Adam and Aisha and Kat. Like, it was great to see them back in the show, or on this special, but I just wasn't, I didn't feel like that was handled the best way. It should have been the other way around, where maybe there were newer Rangers, or them discovering what the old Power Rangers were at some point. I just find it very difficult to believe that they're all still together fighting as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30 years after they first started, and they're doing all this other stuff. It just really took me out of it. But I do think that Min's inclusion was a great idea, and it did pay off in a few scenes. So this is going to jump around all over the place. I'm just going to go off of what the notes I took here. Unfortunately, Jason David Frank's death caused a big shadow to be cast over this film, or special, whatever you want to call it. It sucks because this is all supposed to be about Trini. It's supposed to be about Twi Trang. I know I'm mispronouncing that. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be about her because she's been gone for so long, since 2001. So this was kind of finally going to be something that paid homage to that character and to her performance and everything. And because JDF died, right before this came out, like a couple months or something, I can't remember exactly when. It was just bad timing, and there's nothing they could have done about that. There's nothing that they could have done to make it better. You couldn't change things in the middle of, editing to make it more about Tommy or something. Tommy's the most popular character in the history of the show, bar none. We all know that. So when you have a movie that's a 30th anniversary special, and number one, Tommy's not in it, and number two, the actor has passed away since, and there's like little to no mention of him throughout the story, it comes off kind of strange. And again, not their fault at all, but it was just bad timing. I do really like what they did at the end, having the old song that Kimberly and Zack sang together, and sort of as a tribute to both JDF and Miss Trang there. So, they did the best they could with it. I gotta drink some water. They did the best they could with it, but I think unfortunately that was kind of an unintentional negative, because you're just thinking about that the entire time. I know I was. So, what are you going to do? Best scene for me was Zack and Min in the command center. That's where we finally got some emotion from Min, sort of going back and forth with Zack, who is her guardian at this point, because we jump a year ahead in the story. And we go back and forth with them about what it means to be a ranger. And I thought that Walter Jones was really strong in this. I thought the actress who played Min was really good in this. They weren't this strong throughout the whole episode, though. I thought that scene right there, if they could have built on that a little bit more, and some of that emotion and that genuine heart that I think came through, then I think I would have been a little bit more attached. But I got to give them their props. That was a really strong scene. I will say that some of these scenes and shots, I mean, they don't look the best. I know that they tried sometimes to really inject some production value into this, and there's only so much that they can do with a limited budget, because they're not like a big movie or anything. But I mean, when Zack and Billy are talking in Trini's house, and they have this two-shot where they're standing in the living room, and it looks like a Hallmark movie. It looks like the lighting is bland, the shot setup and composition is just dull, and it just seems like a soap opera or something. There's a couple times like that where it just stuck out as something really weird, and didn't match up with the rest of the energy of the episode or the series in general. I thought it was a good idea to bring Rita back through Billy looking for Zordon. I think it's a great premise that Billy is trying to bring him back somehow. I think that's awesome. And how bringing Rita's evil spirit back through the morphing grid, or whatever you want to say, the air that's out there, because as Rita explains, Zordon's not the only one whose spirit was released by the Z-Wave and all that stuff. That's the wave that destroyed all of evil at the end of Power Rangers in Space. I know I'm going a little deep in the woods here. Yeah, her infecting Alpha 9, I think that was, or Alpha 8, whatever, and going half robot kind of reminded me of the Machine Empire from Zeo a little bit. I mean, I don't know why you couldn't have tied that in a little bit more. I mean, that would have maybe made a little bit more sense, but it was still cool. I mean, that's a nitpick. I thought it was pretty smart how they brought her back, and it was a good motivation for Billy to sort of blame himself for all the stuff that happened to Trini, because, of course, we know Robo Rita destroys Trini at the very beginning in the first scene. So it was a good idea to give him some grief to hang on to, him some growth to come from that, and his relationship with Min developing over the course of the episode. It was awesome to see Billy and Zack back. It's been so long, so it was really cool to see them in an official Power Rangers capacity again. But I really think if you're going to go all out for this 30th anniversary, we really needed the whole original team. And that's no offense to Johnny Young Bosch or Steve Cardenas or any of the other actors that were in there. But you really needed Austin St. John. You really needed, Jason David Frank was still around at the time of shooting. It would have been great if he was in this. And I know that he said he was done with Power Rangers at that point. So there's a lot more complicated history behind that than just him saying no. I know Amy Jo Johnson took a lot of crap online, and I felt that was really unfair. She just lost her friend and all this stuff, and I don't know. I felt like that wasn't necessarily fair to her. There's infamous contract problems with Power Rangers, and I think that still continues to this day in some capacity. So hearing how she turned it down, it didn't get me any more excited because I wanted to see the whole team back. Again, Zach and Billy, great to see them. It's been a long time, but it's just weird to me. It was like a new version of the season 2 episodes where they were using body doubles for Austin St. John and Walter Jones and stuff when they had left the show already. They were in this. Jason and Tommy and Kimberly are still in the episode, but they're just using old voiceover of them fighting, and we only see them in costume when they're shrunk down as a way to get them out of the story. It just felt empty, a little bit empty without those original actors in there. I do like some of the allusions to past story points. I know it's much more than just Mighty Morphin. I mean, they do a lot of little callbacks to a lot of the other seasons and stuff. And when you do things that way, it's not as distracting because they're little offhanded, lines here or there that kind of build the lore that Power Rangers has had for so long. But it didn't do anything to distract from the story, and it was fine. Let's see what I got here. This was a big thing that I was thinking throughout the first time I watched it, especially. So if any of you guys have read the Boom Studios comic books, I read up through Shattered Grid when Kyle Higgins stopped writing. Those are really the full potential of what Power Rangers could be. That right there is what everyone, I think, watching as a kid thought that it could be on even a bigger, more expensive type scale in terms of just the story. Because when you grow up with it, you see a lot of the flaws that are in the original series, of course, because it's a children's program. We all know that. It's been said 100 times. But a lot of things are meant for kids. Transformers, all these other properties that kind of grow with their audience. Star Wars with Andor grew up with its audience a little bit. And those Boom Studio comic books are the pinnacle of what they could do. Because it sets it in a modern setting. Oh, touch mic there, sorry. Sets it in a modern setting, but still keeps the emotion and the core of what made all those stories work and expands on it and builds on it and puts drama into it and doesn't lose the sense of fun. That's where we got Lord Draken, the evil Tommy. I did the helmet review for a while back. That's become a very popular character since then. That's where you kind of expanded things and brought in all the complicated history of the Power Rangers through this interesting frame of the Shattered Grid, and you could go to these different time periods and different worlds and all that stuff, and that was a smart way to tie it in. That's what I think is kind of missing from the more, modern interpretations of a lot of this property, is that it just doesn't want to grow with its original audience. It wants to create new kid audiences every time, with a new season. But now the things are different now because they're changing things over to, the all-American footage. So maybe we'll see that change in the future, but it is hard to go back after reading those books and knowing what could be with these same characters. I really think that he was the guy. I think Kyle Higgins was the guy to bring this franchise into the future. We saw what he did with that Shattered Grid short film that promoted the comic book event. If you guys haven't seen my review of it, it's up on this channel, and you should watch the original thing as well. It is so good. It is so emotional, and it's so tight and succinct, and it gets everything that you want to see. All the point is given in just those few minutes, and it gets you excited for something, and it feels a little bit more adult, but it doesn't betray the roots that it has. It's still people in tight spandex with helmets, but there's emotion behind it. And there's no reason why that can't be as popular as something like a Marvel or a DC or something. I'm not saying quite on that level, but in the conversation, where you have these characters that were originally meant for kids and younger audiences, and you grow with them and you make them more complicated. There's no reason why you can't do that with Power Rangers. And I think that Kyle Higgins did that just in that little short Shattered Grid Dark Prelude, I think it was called, a Dark Prelude, and with the books that he wrote. So I know I'm kind of harping on that, but it's hard to go back once again after reading those books. I am glad people like this, the Once and Always. I'm glad people like that. I know it was well received, and they clearly tried their best to put something special together. So I don't fault them for that. It was well done in certain scenes, and I don't know who could have done a better job with everything that they had. I mean, they didn't have access to the original actors. What else could you have really done outside of really taking a different angle on it? I think you would need a different approach, and they weren't really willing to do that. So with the constraints they had, this was probably the best they could have done. But outside of the Trini tribute, for me, it just seemed to not really have a worthwhile point. It was nice to have a Trini tribute. We should have had that, honestly, a long time ago. We should have had that over 2 decades ago after she passed away, but they never really did that in the series. So to see them do it now is nice, but does it warrant an entire 30th anniversary special? It's surrounded just around her. I'm not sure. I think that it could have been a big part of it, but should it have been the center of it? I think it should have been about everybody. That's where you don't have everyone coming back, and that kind of just detracts from what someone who is an older fan would want to see. I'm just speaking for me. I know a lot of people liked it. I'm just speaking for me. I just want a little bit more there. I didn't think the time travel thing was really needed. Having Rita go back to tell herself secrets of the future, I don't know. I thought that was kind of a wasted thing. You could have done anything at that point. I thought it was a little bit of a weird way to tie it back to the 30th anniversary, to see herself and talk to herself and give her advice to kill the Power Rangers. I don't know. Maybe it could have worked in a different sense, in a different medium. Let me take a little sip of water here. The Trini tribute in Min's Eye was nice, and that's a big moment that you want to attach yourself to. It's a big point in a lot of these kind of stories where you have like the characters down and out, and then you hear the voice of the old mentor or something like that, and that keeps them going. It's supposed to get the audience amped up, and it was nice. It looked pretty cheap. I think that they could have done a little bit more than just digitally zoom in on her eye and put her Trini in there. I think you could have done something a little bit more better looking than that, personally. But the thought was there. That's what counts. It was nice, but it didn't really get me into it as much as I was hoping. Some of the music was generic and kind of lame. I don't know. I thought Ron Wasserman was scoring this. I think he's great. So I don't know what happened there. I think he's awesome. And he did the music for the Dark Prelude thing for Shattered Grid, but I don't really know why. I know some of this just felt a little too bland for me. The CG Megazord fight wasn't satisfying for me. I feel like you should have just went all out with the guys in suits. You already had them in suits with the monsters. Just go all out with the suits. Who cares at this point? Maybe it was just too expensive to put them in suits on a fake dusty moon and slow down the footage or something. I don't know. Weird. Yeah, Zack getting the killing blow with the power axe was cool on Rita. It was nice to see the individual weapons be more important here. And not just the good guys. I mean, Rita's one blast from Robo Rita's staff totally kills Trini, so that's something that happened. And Zack's power axe totally destroying Rita was something that I think we should see more of if they continue on with this. And again, it was a nice touch at the end with Kimberly and Zack's song. They did kind of tease maybe Billy should keep looking for Zordon. I know that this was popular, so maybe they'll do more stuff. I just hope that it's a story that brings more of the original team back or has a more significant plot to it. And that's my bad rambling thoughts on Power Rangers Once and Always. Thank you for listening to that. I'm going to go through some of the chat here and talk about your guys' thoughts on it. Continue to let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the chat here. Let's see. Myth Ghost asks, how's reading Spider-Girl, the MC2 series coming? I'd love to see a fanscription of that and who you would cast. I haven't started reading those yet. I'm still kind of collecting the volumes. It's a lot of money to get all that stuff together, so I've gotten a few volumes, and I'm waiting to get more of them together before I start reading them. Oh, my goodness. Sorry, everybody. Beyond Infinity XD, they need to start making their own separate from Super Sentai. Well, they're supposedly starting to do that, so we'll see in the future, very near future. We lost 3 Rangers. That's sad. Yes. Now this is the chat's going crazy. Trey Needham says Inside Out 2. I did watch that trailer, and it's a Pixar trailer. They don't give a lot of stuff away. They introduced the anxiety character, the emotion. I've been waiting for an Inside Out sequel for so long. It's one of my favorite Pixar movies, so I'm really excited to see what they do with that. I heard that Bill Hader and a few of the other actors aren't coming back to voice their characters because they were like lowballed on a deal by Disney and Pixar, so that's unfortunate. Alan Wood said Tribute Down the Road was probably the best part at the end. Yeah, I agree with that. GMG, I come in and hear something about a spirit in Z. WTF. The Z-Wave, man. Talking about the Zordon wave that destroyed all evil at the end of Power Rangers in Space. Come on. This is basic stuff. JK. The Legacy of Nerd. AJJ definitely took a lot of crap. Amy Jo Johnson took a lot of crap. Yes, she did. Beyond Infinity says, understandable. It could have been animated. That's one of the things I want to talk about in one of the videos that I'm going to be posting is, why didn't we ever get a Power Rangers animated series? Because that could have been a huge expansion of the show. I thought that could have been awesome. We've got little teases here and there. I did save a video of when it was online. It still might be on there somewhere, but of that little test footage that they released of a CG MMPR cartoon movie that they were supposed to come out with in like 2015 or something. So I'll be talking about that sometime in the future. And also just the potential of what an animated Power Rangers show could be. Alpha Proto also says the same thing. Would animation be a better alternative to live action? With animation, you worry about aging. It's also easier to replace actors. How about animated movies of the Boom comic, Shattered Grid? Exactly, Alpha Proto. Exactly. Yes. That they should be moving into animated stuff. I don't know why they haven't. It's like a gold mine. I know it takes a lot to animate, but I feel like that would be the way to expand this series and bring everybody back into it. That would be great. Alan Woods, the Boom Studios run could have been an animated series with the original voice. Yeah, and the original cast voicing the characters, exactly. At least it's an option. How could the juice bar still be open if it became that beach theme place in Turbo and in space? Well, they said it was smaller. I don't know. They just wanted to throw in a little nostalgia for us. Whatever. I don't know. That was kind of the least of my complaints. It was like, oh, the juice bar's still around, because of course it is. Because all these people are still in the same place as 48-year-old people. And some of them, they were running a little bit, and I was like, you shouldn't have shown them run. Like, you got to keep that integrity a little bit, you know what I mean? And I love all those actors and stuff. I mean, but that's just what happens when you get old. I'm not too far away from that myself. Let's see. You were honest, so thank you. Yeah, well, you're welcome, Beyond. Thank you, Ariel. Alpha Proto says, originally they said Zordon was not in the tube. He was a trans-dimensional being in another dimension who communicated through the tube. So finding him makes sense. Yeah, they could tie that in. Yeah, he was always sort of a trans-dimensional being that was caught in the tube. I mean, I think from the beginning of the series, they talked about that. Not in the movie. In the movie, they break the tube and he's in there. And he's in like some weird towel robe thing. Fallen Reaper, looking forward to Legend of the White Dragon. Walter, I am. That's going to be the last movie that JDF made. It's kind of a Power Rangers-esque thing made by Bat in the Sun, the guys who do Superpower Beatdown, and that JDF worked alongside for a lot of these Power Ranger videos that they did in recent years. So I am looking forward to that. I really would like to see it in theaters if it's available around me. Do Claws. I don't know, man. There was beauty in some of those practical effects. The CGI that took over, less so. Ready. Yeah, I agree. Ariel says, I'm glad the SAG-AFTRA strike is over. Me too. It's over. Thank goodness. Took a long time, but I'm glad that the actors got a deal that they are happy enough with. The writers as well from a few weeks ago. That was a worrying trend for a while there. Alan Wood says, I think it would be cool to do something like bring back Jason, Billy, Kimberly, and Zach, come back and have Trini's daughter be the Yellow Ranger and Tommy's son be the Green Ranger in the movie. You could do that. The JJ character was talked about in this, the Once and Always special. Also, he's in that book, Soul of the Dragon, which is not my favorite of, that run that Kyle Higgins made, but it is a great idea, and it would be cool to maybe see that animated one day or see that character JJ brought into the Power Rangers fold in some form. But at the same time, do you want to just do all the characters' kids become the next Rangers? Because we just had that with Trini's daughter. I'm not sure. That's something that they'll have to think about. Let's see here. Beyond Infinity says, how are you holding up after October? Well, I finished Twilight Tober Zone mostly in late August, early September. I got way ahead on that. And was going back to try and get some other stuff done since then. I really needed a big rest. The problem is, guys, that I only have a certain amount of time during the year to finish these things. And with Batmay also combined with Twilight Tober Zone, it's tough to schedule things out where I'm not overwhelmed. I tried really hard this year to not overwhelm myself and be a little bit more kind, to not jam things in. But even with that, I'm still up really late. I'm still trying to edit all these things together in time. And that's what really takes the longest is the editing. The writing, takes a while, but that's a little bit easier for me. The voiceover stuff, honestly, I have to do it because otherwise I sound like a moron like I'm sounding now. But I hate doing the voiceover now. Unless someone else is writing it, I get so frustrated because I want to make sure I hit every syllable and everything is pronounced correctly and, the inflections are all correct. And it takes me so long as I've gotten older to get through. I'm not sure if it's because I'm older and I'm slowing down or it's because I'm just way more intensive on trying to get everything exactly right. So, it can be a little bit tough. But I only got one more year of Twilight Tober Zone. Batmay is mostly done. I'm just covering the movies this year. And we'll be doing more fanscription stuff coming up. And, I'm going to be forcing myself to post more on this channel. So, wow, 60 likes. Thank you, guys. We didn't get to 100, but my goodness, that's double what people were watching just a couple minutes ago. That's amazing. Thank you guys so much. All right, we're going to end this thing. Thank you for going past the $100 mark for the rare video &AMP parody song poll thing that I have up there. That's hilarious. I don't know why it says that. On Streamlabs, it says the correct thing. Whatever. Oops, hit the mic again. All right. Chunky Rivera says you look great for 27. Well, I'm not 27. Not anymore. Chunky Rivera asks, are you Latino? I'm not Latino. No, I'm half Italian, which is probably where some of that comes from. I did one of those, what do you call it? Ancestry tests, but they weren't Ancestry. It's a different company that I went through. And I do have some Spanish ancestry in there that's mixed in with the Italian and stuff. So, it's a little bit further back. But yeah, I guess I am a little bit, just not culturally. Take it easy. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Pace yourself and have some fun. I will try. SPD took place in 2025. We are closing in on that year, and it's cool seeing the special make SPA a precursor to SPD. They mentioned the battle on planet Sirius, confirming SPD in the MMPR timeline. See, that's the subtle stuff that was fine with me for the most part. Have a good night, Michael. See you guys. Chunky, thank you for coming on. I'm sorry you're a little bit late. Remember everyone, subscribe if you haven't. If you're watching this video and you haven't, I'm sure that you guys have, but if you haven't, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel, trying to grow this thing together, and I promise I will be better on the next stream. Things will be a little bit more organized, and the videos themselves will still be the decently high quality that they are now. So thank you guys very much. Let's see, where else? I've got a couple other things here. I'm not related to Dr. Disrespect. I don't know who that is. Hope to see you in December. I'll be in town. Okay, cool, Michael. Thank you. Mumraw, did you ever check out the Prime Video version of Superman 2 Donner Cut? So the Blu-ray disc is 160 minutes long, while the digital is 122 minutes long, so 6 minutes longer. I did not know that. That's very interesting. But I'm going to head out, guys. Make sure to like the video if you haven't. Subscribe. All that standard YouTube stuff that they make us say, so we could grow the channel and